I know Americans, the majority of you just got off of work, just like me. We all have real problems, not pronouns. We're thinking we could switch our genders. Well, Massachusetts just shows more of their insanity. They have now made Massachusetts a transgender sanctuary city. Let's watch the lunatics at a town hall meeting.
You got bright blue hair. You got white gloves, right? You got a lot of shrieking. This is the state of the resistance, because the trans resistance, they seem to be just losing their mind, if they have ever had much of a mind, about Trump wanting to protect girls and, of course, keep men out of women's bathrooms. So a Massachusetts town going so far as declaring itself, as I mentioned in the angle, a sanctuary city for transgender and gender diverse people. The city council voted in favor of the sanctuary status 9-2. Watch.
I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me.
I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
It demands a response from our elected officials to say, we recognize that you are under attack, and in Worcester, we are going to protect you.
Joining me now, Jim.
So let's get this right. You're under attack because we don't want grown men playing in women's sports or using women's bathrooms. There's multiple cases of females, real ones, being sexually assaulted in these bathrooms by trans. There's multiple cases of athletes, real women athletes, being severely injured by grown men playing in their sports, breaking their legs, their noses, they're in full body casts, taking opportunities away from them. But somehow the trans people are under attack. No, we're under attack from all your garbage. The people that raised these men and women are just complete failures. If your kid is this so far gone and shot, you're a complete failure as a parent.
Alito, who's a conservative Boston area radio host. Jim, great to see you. I remember Worcester. One of my brothers went to Worcester Polytech. Now this was like a blue collar, a factory town.
Yes.
I know Worcester really well. How did this happen?
I grew up there. It happens
okay.
because the city has gone crazy, Laura. My pronouns on this one are, I can't go back there. I mean, this group last night put up such a fit. Actually, they were the most intolerant. They were threatening violence. And wait until you hear this. Two of the counselors who voted no, one happens to be Jewish. The tolerant crowd here who was looking for acceptance started yelling at him with a fake German accent. They called him a fascist, and they started making pig noises, oink, oink. This man who voted against this, his parents were Holocaust survivors who moved to Worcester in 1949. I mean, this is out of control, Laura. And you're right. I grew up in Worcester. I don't live there anymore. It used to be a blue-collar city. My brother went to WPI, too. It is no longer that. And Jim McGovern, I think you know, is the congressman from Worcester, and he's partly responsible for this transformation of what was a working-class, quiet city. And then we have this kind of craziness in front of the council.
Well, what I have to remind everyone watching tonight is that the Democrats for years claimed that Republicans were pushing the envelope on protests at January 6th, Charlottesville. That's all they ever said. And it was, they're the violent ones. They're the threatening people. Well, who's threatening now? Yeah. Using pig noises to a Jewish American who has the right to vote any way he wants on an issue like this? That's not threatening.
I thought that she could have used a lot better example than that. The last 13 or 15 mass shootings in schools have all been transgenders, targeting children and Catholic schools. But nobody wants to talk about that. It just goes by the wayside. The last 13 to 15 school shootings, all the shooters have been trans. And who are they shooting? little kids and kids that go to Catholic and Christian schools. These people are sick. I mean, I would laugh in their face if they threatened me. Let me tell you trans people something. I'm entitled to my opinion just like you are. And I know that Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Democrats make you feel special, that you can just put your hands on anybody and you're just screaming, get in people's faces and do all your garbage. Do yourself a favor. Not everybody. It's not a good idea to just put your hands on just anybody. Let me give you some advice.
Any other group that had come in front of the council and behaved the way that they did, with threats of violence too, Laura, in some of the sound bites you'll see.
Her. Oh my God.
They would have been tossed out. Let's say Jim Polito showed up and said, I want to make this a sanctuary city for white males who are practicing Catholics, conservative, and drive Harleys. I'd be thrown out. We wouldn't even be entertained. We would be thrown out.
I think we have more sound. Let's play one more sound bite. I don't know if we have the one that you're describing, which I wish, yeah, but we do. Let's just play a little bit more from this.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry. Am I taking too long pleading for my life?
Look at this guy.
Please wrap up.
You know, there's...
I mean...
Laura, there's the other one with the purple
fake victim
hair.
mentality.
Yeah.
It's so phony.
It is. The one with the purple hair.
The mental health department in America has labeled trans as a mental illness and an identity crisis. That's what the health department in America, when they did an investigation or wrote a report, they said that being trans is a mental illness and an identity crisis.
Said, if we don't feel safe here, you're not going to feel safe here. How is that tolerance? How are these the people who don't want hate? And can I just add one more thing, Laura, that's the cherry on top of this? Why do we need a sanctuary city in a state where the governor is a member of the LGBTQ community?
I think it's
the
pretty
governor
much a
herself.
Sanctuary for the fringe. And that's apparently what the great state of Massachusetts wants. And time to take back New England, Jim. I've been saying that for a long time. I'm from Connecticut. My whole family was from Boston. Got to take it back. It's absurd what's happening. You shouldn't have to write those states off every presidential election. Jim, thank you very much.
Can you imagine that? This is who Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Democrats, these are the people that they want to control the school system and have access to your children. Trans people with your purple hair and all your garbage, stay the F away from other people's kids. It's not your job to educate them what gender they should be, because it's not up to them. Just like it's not up to you. God gives that out when you're born, and you're going to have to get over it. And all your threats and whatever, that might work on some people, but that doesn't work on everybody. Do yourself a favor and stay the F away from people's kids and keep your hands to yourself and stop lashing out. See, they think that they have the right just to lash. Their emotions give them the right to do whatever they want. And sooner or later, you're going to run into a brick wall. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and DOGE are getting to the bottom of all the corruption in America, where our tax dollars are being spent. It's being reported today that DOGE investigations reveal mysterious Defense Department payouts to Reuters for large-scale social deception project between 2018 and 2022. They were paid $9 million, while DARPA claims it was for cyber defense. Questions swirl about why a news agency received millions for social engineering. The revelation comes as other media outlets face scrutiny over federal funding. Elon Musk tweets out, I wonder how much money Reuters is getting from the government. Let's find out. The tweet got 23 million views. This is all Democrats. Democrats are communists. They pay off the news, social media outlets. They suppress evidence. This is what they do. This is what Joe Biden does. This is what Kamala Harris does. This is what Barack Obama does. This is what the Democratic crime machine is. They are communists to their core. They don't have an honest bone in their body. They don't want you to be able to see and hear the truth about their corruption. And this is why they're all melting down, losing their minds, trying to get you to pay attention to something else other than what's really going on. This is why Democrats, this is why Joe Biden and Barack Obama tried to have Donald Trump killed and assassinated. This is the exact reason why. Because they knew that Donald Trump was going to uncover all their corruption in his second term. Every person on the planet should be thanking God for Donald Trump. He brings world peace, a secure border, a great economy, and he puts Americans and America first. And if anybody that has a problem with Elon Musk telling you exactly where every single one of your tax dollars is being spent, if you have a problem with this, you have a mental disorder and you need to go to a mental institution. God bless Donald Trump.